to the audience and take a few questions from them.
I need to come to the panel here. It's very important that I do, because we have somebody who is in government here. We have two very important members. Haji Adil sir.
I think if you give the time to Haji Adil, it's just to give the time hold to that panel, opportunities.
No.
So let me say.
But you are not representing Pakistan.
I am
you are the
representing.
agent of generals, and you work for the generals and military junta.
All right. We cannot get
Yar Khan
personal.
was also
We cannot
Haji
Adil, we cannot get personal here.
So why he?
We cannot, because we are talking about foreign relations.
I'm the representative of the people of Pakistan. I'm the representative of the people of Pakistan, and I think Pakistan present government is not having any link with any non-state actor of Afghanistan.
Okay, that's our official point of view. Sheikh Rashid sir.
We have supported Karzai, and let's see what's going on the new year when there's a new election and what will be the political position of Karzai. They should look after whatever they trained by so many brigades by the American, 220 and 230 or 50. How many people are running and joining the Taliban? I don't want to discuss in this. The only thing which we want to discuss is that whatever my friend says, we are not involved. We are paying the price to stop these mujahideen. We have paid much price to stop these mujahideen. We are not allowing anybody, but unfortunately, they have the brother there, they have the sister here. I wish they realize what different and difficult job for Pakistan is. It's very easy to talk, but if you want to deliver with the Pakhtun, and maybe this is our fault politically, this they have to discuss in Foreign Office, would you have to be same relation with Northern Allies or not? But when the people says that you go to the Shamali visit, this is not their baby. We want these terrorism should be stopped with the both countries' cooperation.
All right.
None of this country politician want.
So,
although
let me
maybe
take some
there are some
questions
people
here.
who their line and length is not same, including Karzai Sahab.
Yeah. General Durrani.
I thought the time had come to talk about the shape of things to come. Instead of that, we seem to be involved with whatever was talked about as blame game or history and so on forth. And if you want to talk about the future, let's take the present realistically. I think one of the Afghan panelists or Afghan questioner did ask, let's get honest. If we want to get honest, move beyond rhetorics. We sympathize with the victims of terrorism. We want good relations. The fact on ground is, 2002 when the Taliban said we want to be incorporated, they were rejected. Today, 10 years later, 11 years later, it's the most powerful faction in Afghanistan. They even provide security to the NATO convoys. $150 million every year is paid by the NATO for security so that they can move. $150 million for the drug trade. $500 million flow into the Taliban kitty from the West because no contract can move. If that be so, it's no surprise that nowadays the most sought after dialogue partner are the Taliban. So that's the strength that they have. The two scenarios quickly so that one knows that which way we are heading for. One is the best case scenario, Doha or someplace, the Americans and the Taliban come to an umbrella agreement, and after that starts the so-called end game in which the Afghans decide. The worst case is, no, that umbrella does not take place, the fighting continues and the foreign troops continue to stay with or without Kabul's permission.
Right.
Just a minute, the Kabul has not so far given permission because they know the implication of foreigners staying is, if they do not get the Kabul's green light, that the turmoil would continue. That's in the nature of Afghanistan.
All right, so General Durrani talking about the complexities there in Kabul, saying that the Taliban have emerged as a powerful faction, that they are being wooed by everybody and people want them. In fact, Kabul wants Pakistan to bring them to the negotiating table. That's just a fact. So we both have to look at hard realities on either side, and perhaps if we want to move forward, we will have to acknowledge our faults here. Maybe our civilian government here is not that strong. Maybe Karzai Saab is not that weak. But over to you, Mujahid.
Yeah, thank you, Manager. I put forward that question to Mr. Amla Saleh, and I want him to respond to that.
I am very glad that at the end of, almost at the end of this panel, we are seeing Pakistani panelists, respectful Pakistani panelists making some admission and confession that Kabul has asked Islamabad to push the Taliban for talks. You are clearly confessing that the Taliban is your proxy. You are saying that they have become a formidable military force. A formidable military force, General Durrani Sahib, as a military general, knows has to have a strategic backing. They have to have access to infrastructure, and we think, well, we have information Pakistan has served as that strategic backup for the Taliban. Now, what should be the end game? Here is the scenario I paint. If Pakistan, unfortunately, sees the end game through the prism of Taliban, through empowerment of Taliban, or creating a space for them in Afghanistan, it will be a messy and it will be a chaotic endgame, not only for us. As I said, we have gained enormous soft power, and Afghanistan has an army which is capable of fighting. It will also be a bad scenario for you. But if there is another scenario where for one time in your history, you do not trust a proxy group, you do not trust a militant group, you trust the Afghan nation, and you trust our political will, give up the idea of dominating Afghanistan and work with us as a country. In that scenario, Pakistan will also emerge as a hub for energy, as an integrator of regional cooperation, and Afghanistan will be very happy, and we will also prosper. So when you throw the ball in our court and say, Kabul is key to determining the future of the country, you are right to some extent, but the other part of that scenario is completely depending on you, whether Pakistan gives up its militaristic strategy in the region and adopts a new strategy which is based on economic cooperation, energy corridors, etc., etc. We are not seeing the signs of the second strategy. The basics still show you are stuck with your old strategy.
Yeah. Mr. Amullah, I want to also put forward that question to you, that how can we convince the Pakistan that the current government in Afghanistan is better than the Taliban?
Well, the gentlemen who are sitting in the panel there, they understand fully that Afghanistan will never be able to pose conventional threat against security of Pakistan or against the defense establishment of Pakistan. It is the sentiment of 80s, it is the Zia-ul-Haq syndrome which has gripped Pakistan, and they are not giving it up. They consider us as their natural sphere of influence. If they give up that thing, Afghanistan will become a changed country.
Yeah. Thank you, and I also want to bring Mr.